We, the House of Clara Barton, are committed to preparing women to lead with honesty, strength, humility, and courage.
And this is our story.
Once upon a time, way back in 2004, there were two girls, Jill Donnelly and Katie Lapine. They went to a confusing little Christian school in the basement of the Empire State Building called the King's College.
Jill and Katie were among the founders of this weird thing called the house system. Basically, think an Ivy League-based Hogwarts-like sorority, but subtract the booze and the sorting hat and add Jesus.
One day, Jill and Katie were sitting in the founder's room and they received an envelope with our house namesake in it. They opened it to find the name Mary McLeod Bethune. Were we really about to become the House of Bethune?
Instead, Jill and Katie proposed Clarissa Harlow Barton, who once said,
"I have almost a complete disregard of precedent and a faith in the possibility of something better. It irritates me to be told how things have always been done. I defy the tyranny of precedent. I go for anything new that might improve the past."
The House of Barton disregarded precedent since before we were officially a house by choosing our own namesake.
Next, they were charged with the epic task of defining our house and choosing our values. After much deliberation, laughter, prayer, and Bible study, they chose accountability, excellence, transparency, sisterhood, and cultural engagement.
The three crosses at the top of the shield represent our tie to the King's College and our place within it. Catherine's wheel at the center of the crest is an emblem of one who is prepared to undergo great trials for the Christian faith. The red cross at the center represents where we place our identity as Christians. It also represents our namesake, Clara Barton, who founded the American Red Cross. The words humility, loyalty, unity, accountability, transparency, and servanthood are written in Latin around our shield.
So the first thing that anyone needs to know about the House of Clara Barton is that it's not a house, it's actually a home.
So I remember one time I had a question about things like God, and like it's something that you cannot give an answer just like boom. You have to talk about it, and like it's like you have to hold someone's hand and go through this like long process of things. And I remember I was talking to Becca in the lobby, and she was just like answering me and saying, you know, whenever you need, I'm here to help you. And then at a time we met together, and she was like really trying to give me answers. And it's not that she like fixed everything, but it really helped me.
And I remember my first year for practicing for performing arts, we were like intense. We had to get those harmonies down.
Insanity, because we were doing well in the house competition. We wanted to win really badly, but we also wanted to maintain our commitment to excellence. So I actually remember for the performing art competition, I did a tap dance with Eliza, and there were tons of different other things going on. That was a very small part that I played. But she spent the night at my apartment every night for almost a week, and we practiced for hours and hours and hours every night. And I remember thinking that I was so blessed to have all these other women in my life that were really using those 3 days of interregnum to encourage me and uplift me, and also be an example for me as to what excellence really is supposed to look like.
So I have this principle that I've been developing lately. I call it the good life. And it involves a lot of different things, but some of those things include good food, good company, good conversation. And those are all things that I find in the House of Barton.
Now have won basketball comp 2 years in a row, and it was really fun to be a part of that. Last year I got to sit on the sidelines and cheer everybody on, and this year I got to be a part of the team, which, even though I didn't play a lot, which was a good thing, I was glad to actually be a part of the winning, even though I didn't actually shoot any hoops or anything. I got to be a part of that victory.
Our favorite tradition with another house is definitely Barchill White Elephant. This is also probably the reason why the Barchill love continues to be strong throughout the years. You get together and have a white elephant Christmas party, and people each year bring the craziest gifts that they can find, and it's really just a fun time.
I didn't expect to be a Barton. I'm not really sure why, but I had just discounted Barton as an option, which is horrifying in retrospect. But the only Barton that I really knew and that I really admired was Holly Hall, now Holly Hall Tate. And Holly was a key reason that I came to King's and my first introduction to life in New York and the house system. So when I was assigned House of Clara Barton, at first I was a little confused, and then I thought about the Bartons that I knew and the Barton stories that I'd heard for years, and how flattering it was to think that I could fulfill that legacy, that I could just go on in their footsteps.
Barton is loud. It's frankly a house characteristic, a little bit of a defining feature. We used to say my freshman year that if you didn't come into Barton with a loud, obnoxious laugh, you would have one by Thanksgiving. And our loudness, though, isn't, I think sometimes we're not even aware of it. It's not to be louder than other houses who are cheering or to be the center of attention or anything. It's literally just that we can't contain love and encouragement and joy.
Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news talking this and that.
Every year at graduation, we are sad to be losing members of our house. But we also gain a wonderful example of what it looks like to be a woman who lives out our house values. Holly Hall Tate is always honest, even when that is difficult. Becky King Keller is strong, but with a quiet humility. Jill Donnelly always chooses to be courageous in the face of fear. Katie Lay practices transparency and accountability with those around her. Eliza Oman Cunningham strives for excellence in everything that she does. Clara Barton was known as the angel of the battlefield. We, the members of the House of Clara Barton, strive to help each other become angels of whatever field we find ourselves in.
And I know you can do the math, it's all Barton all the time. Cause